On this video, I'm going to be welding with the Miller Syncrowave 210. Now this machine is fairly new to the market, and I'm going to be doing a series of videos which will include AC TIG, DC TIG, and stick welding. Today I will be doing stick welding. I will be welding scrap steel today, and mainly because that's pretty much what I work with here in the shop. Now it is 1/4 inch material and it's solid plate, so I will be cleaning up the material to a certain degree. The material will not be nice and shiny, nothing like new material. So I want to go ahead and mention that this is not a how to weld video, so I'm not here to teach anybody how to weld, so I'm just showing you guys how the machine performs. So here's the stinger there. To hook this up, all you got to do is connect it to your port here, which is the first one. You'll see that there is this electrode holder symbol on this. Now you also get a ground clamp here, and I'm going to go ahead and hook that up to my second port here, which clearly shows the ground symbol there. Now that my cables are installed, I will be powering the machine on. So I am in AC TIG mode right here. I am going to have to switch my dial here to DC stick. So I will hit the menu button here, and it says dig and 30%. So dig Pro Set 30% there. So that's the Pro Set feature for 7018. So as I go up on the dig, I will continue until I hit the 6010 Pro Set dig feature. So 65% will be for 6010 rods. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I tacked up my piece here. Now I've set my machine at 85 amps with 65% dig for 6010 rods. So with that tacked up in place, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to a new rod. And these rods are rated for 75 to 130 amps. So as you can see here, 85 amps was sufficient for this material. I did get really good penetration on the beveled sides. Now since this material wasn't or has a port fit up, you can kind of see here where I didn't quite finish the weld. That's because the plate got really hot, and since it's a short workpiece, I did get a really big keyhole there. So it was keyholing really bad right there, and I really don't want to go penetrate my lower plate. So I will have to let this cool down a little bit, and then I can continue to weld with the same amperage. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've cleaned up my workpiece. I've took off all the slag, and I'm going to go ahead and run another bead on here, and hopefully that'll cap this 1/4 inch material. I'm using the same 6010 1/8 rod, but I've also bumped up the amperage up to 90 amps, and the dig feature is still the same at 65%. So I've gone ahead and cleaned up my workpiece here, removed the slag, and you can see I was able to cap it off. As you can see on the edge here, it looks like it has undercut, but this piece was not beveled right, and like I said, it was really bad fit up, so it kind of looks like undercut, but it's not. I mean, there's a uniform nice ripple all along the piece. I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera, but it came out really nice with a 6010 rod 1/8. Now, as you can see on the back piece here, I was able to get a lot of penetration. There was even a small little gap between the plate and the two plates, and you can kind of see where it really went through. And I mean, there's penetration on this all the way through and through. So 6010 rod does a really good job. I've gone ahead and I've tacked up my next workpiece here. Now this one has a much better bevel on here, and there's a 1/16 or a little bit thicker land at the edges of these two workpieces. So this one is pretty much straight through and through. At the bottom there's an equal gap, and this one is a much better fit up. So I'm going to be running this 1/8 6010 just like my other pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and do that root right now, and I'll probably follow up with a cap of 6011, or maybe a 6010 or 7018. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've laid down my root pass here, and because this bevel was much narrow, I am going to have to kind of groove this out here with a grinder, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to run the grinder through, and then I'll go ahead and I'll put the cap on there. Okay, so now I'm going to be running a 7018 rod over this 6010 root pass that I just gouged out here. I have it nice and cleaned. I cleaned up my material, and I'm just going to go ahead and drag this rod. My amperage has gone up to 140 amps, and the dig on this is the Pro Set feature at 30 amps, or 30% dig. Sorry about that. As you can see there, I did have a little pore open up on me on the weld there, but that's because I'm dealing with some really filthy scrap metal there. So I can only clean this material to a certain point. It's really heavily pitted anyways, as you can see from the surrounding areas. Okay, so now I'm going to be welding a corner joint here. 1/4 inch material scrap, just like the rest of my pieces. I am going to weld this with 6010 at 85 amps. So what I'm going to do now is just do a little bit more cleaning, and then I'll probably just cap it off with another 6010. Alright, so this is my other side of the corner joint, where you can see that I did get penetration all the way straight through. It's pretty even on there, so I'm going to go ahead and just wipe this down a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and give it with some 60-10, same settings. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude the video here and pretty much end it for the stick welding or DC stick welding on the Miller Syncrowave 210 AC DC welder. So as you can see, there's my welds there. I'll get a couple of close shot views there. That's 6010 right there. And then these are just pretty much 7018 AC rods that I just ran there. Just a couple Lincoln rods. I was curious to see how the AC only designated rods would work on a DC welder, and they're all right. Now I'm sure I could get better quality welds with higher quality welding rods, that's for sure. But I mean, for general purpose, this welder really kicks some butt. I mean, in a farm setting, it could do really good, because in a farm setting, really all you're really going to use is probably 70-18, 70-14, 60-11, 60-10, and maybe even 60-13. I'm going to go ahead and flip this one because there's another weld on the inside here. And that's the weld on top of the corner weld that I did there, or on the inside. It did penetrate from the corner all the way in there. And then I went ahead and I just ran some 60-10 in there using a circular motion. Now this one doesn't look so good because the heat affected zone from the other beads in the back are making it look a little bit weird, but that's the 70-18 on top of the 60-10 root pass. And again, I did all this with rusty, dirty metal because you can get away with it on 60-10 anyways. I mean, not overly rusty, but I did clean it. Now these pieces are really poor fit ups. I mean, it's pretty much what you're gonna find in a farm or fabrication shop using nothing but scrap, which I mainly do because new materials are just out of the question sometimes. But I mean, not bad, decent. I did use Radner 60-10 rods, which ran really good. I mean, the machine, I mean, this video really ain't about the weld quality, so don't even worry about that. What this video is about is how the welder performs. So the Miller Syncrowave 210 is really good at stick welding. I wish it would put out a little bit more amps to be able to weld the full 210 amps that you can on TIG or AC or DC TIG. But I mean, 150 amps is really good on this machine. You can weld 1/4-inch material no problem with this machine, using it as just a stick welder. But I don't know what else I could say on it. It's a hell of a welder when it comes to stick welding. So next videos I'm going to be doing are going to include AC TIG and DC TIG. Which order, I don't know yet. Anyways, that's it for this video. I want to go ahead and thank you for watching, and see you guys on the next one.